In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful blessing it is today, my friends, that this very bright and noteworthy day, March 25th, falls on a Sunday. And because of this happy coincidence or happenstance, we are able to celebrate the day together as a family on a few levels. For the Greeks, it is Independence Day. What July 4th is for the American, March 25th is for the Greek. A day of national pride. And we will address that aspect of this day by hearing from one of our brother Ahepans momentarily, my friend Harry Nicholas. Then following the dismissal in the fellowship hall, our beloved children from the Greek school will share their love for Hellas, the land of their ancestry. I would ask that you show them the respect because of the preparation that not only the children themselves have done, but their Greek school teachers and their parents as well. So please, as we go into the hall, let's give them the respect that is due to them. And by the way, before I forget, I want to thank the men of AHEPA for sponsoring the coffee hour. As for the spiritual aspect of this day, my friends, of course, this is a major feast day in the life of the church, the Annunciation o Evangelismos, the good news. Most of you know the story. The 15-year-old virgin maiden, Mary, the age of one of our Goya girls, is visited by an archangel, Gabriel, and is told that she is highly favored. And if she would consent, she would give birth to God in the flesh, whereby the Son of God would become the Virgin's Son. And somehow, inexplicably, she would give birth to her Creator. What a paradoxical wonder that is. She would give birth to her Creator. The Lord would empty himself. The Greek word for self-emptying is kenosis. He would empty himself from all the glories and riches of heaven and take on our poverty. He would take on a form that was not his own. He became what he was not, so we may become something of what he is. He took on humanity so that we may partake of his divinity. Young Mary's response was an act of kenosis, this self-emptying as well. I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word. I don't know if we ever will get the full impact of that statement. It's just a line in the scriptures. Most of us don't underline it. Most of us don't put highlights next to it. What does that got to do with me? Okay. But there's a lot there. I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word. I don't know. It seems that people take pride in staking their claims and demanding their rights and being willful and rebellious. We take pride in that. I don't see anything impressive about that. There's a dime a dozen, those kind of people. But through kenosis, self-emptying, let it be done according to your word. The Virgin gives us an example, a roadmap on a life dedicated to the Lord, what that life can become. So the Lord was conceived in the virginal womb on this day, March 25th. Therefore, 9 months from today, the time of a normal pregnancy, he was conceived on March 25th. 9 months from today, we will celebrate the Nativity of the Lord, Christmas Day, the birth of Christ. Just to connect the dots for you. So with that being said, let me be the first to inform you that there are 270 shopping days until Christmas. As far as a message goes, my friends, let me just say, there was not only one Annunciation in the history of the Judeo-Christian world. There were quite a few. St. John the Baptist's father, Zechariah, received an Annunciation that his wife, Elizabeth, would give birth. The Old Testament patriarch Abraham also received an Annunciation that his wife Sarah would give birth. The Old Testament prophet Daniel received an Annunciation. And I wonder, what about us? Do you suppose it is possible that we ourselves are able to receive little Annunciations, turning point moments in our lives where God breaks through and lets us know His will and a possible direction for our lives? Not something that is forced upon us. He respects our free will to choose, but something that, if we allow it, will be good and beneficial to our souls. If we not only allow it, but if we even hear it. And if we go through this same process of kenosis, self-emptying, not letting that rebellious side of us and that intellect side of us, kenosis, He will establish us. He will establish us in His image. Oh Lord, I shall be satisfied when I finally awake in your image. That is what's going to ultimately satisfy us, my friends, when we awake in His image. The Annunciation we receive may at first seem very difficult, and it may bring with it a certain amount of pain, discomfort, and even shame. But I want to remind you, wherever there is a cross in your life, there is also a crown. I know that's true. If we carry that cross with dignity, there is a crown. If we say yes to our Annunciation, we too will be established and raised from the mundane. In the language of the blessed Theotokos, the Lord has regarded the lowest state of His handmaiden, of His servant. And He who is mighty will do great things for you as well, and for me. God bless you today. Amen.